Everybody.
Oh, sorry, Veronica.
That's absolutely fine. Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm Veronica. I am the program lead at Ability, and the program that I have been looking after is called Creating Connections. I'll share my screen now so I can begin the slide deck. Can you all see that?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So yes, and Creating Connections. So Creating Connections started last year, October time, and it was through the funding of the National Lottery community support, where Creating Connections was born, and it was basically a rapid response to tackle isolation and loneliness brought on board by the pandemic. As you know, many people have been self-isolating, and which have basically brought in this big digital divide, that many people with disabilities were excluded from participating within their communities. So, and part of this was also that many of the services were moving to go online because of the pandemic, and this digital divide left many people within society unable to access information and support. So what we wanted to do is that we wanted to help people to access technology so that people with disabilities can build connections and improve their health. Through Creating Connections, what we've been doing is providing support and training. And we knew very early on that we were unable to do this on our own. So we partnered up with 24 self-advocacy groups, peer-led groups, all members from Learning Disability England. And basically providing them with support and training so that they've got those digital skills, that they can access their devices, but also that they can empower their peers to access and get online as well. We also did quite a lot around connectivity, working with AbilityNet, so that the internet, they could access it through their internet, broadband, Wi-Fi, or even mobile. But also quite a lot of it was about their accessibility needs. Not many people knew what accessibility features was available to them, and so that they have an easier experience going online as well. Like I mentioned, we worked with 24 self-advocacy groups, and one of them here, just to show you, was Disability Sheffield. And they had, like many groups, they had to quickly get online and move their services online. And one of the things that they got through the support through Creating Connections is that they became confident about the technology, and so that people with learning disabilities can continue learning, staying connected, and having fun as well during the pandemic. And what has also ensured that, you know, even within this short period of time, there's different ways of working, and it has enabled more people to come on board as well. So what did we achieve in those 6 months? We successfully brought together 24 locally based groups and self-advocacy groups. And within those 24 self-advocacy groups, we reached nearly 1,500 people who were digitally excluded, which meant that social inclusion was increased, and we also provided with training and advice as well. Through that collaboration and through that network, we ran 376 online sessions, and these were varied from Halloween social dress evening to your bingo to book classes and reading classes, and which really mainly meant that people were getting more confident, and their feelings of isolation and loneliness completely dropped as well. So now that our funding with the National Lottery has ended, we were very pleased to partner with Microsoft. And for the next upcoming year, we're very keen to continue to do the work that we had already started, particularly to upskill people further on tech as well as accessibility features, but also with frontline staff and carers. Within disability, we want to do more, we want to do big things, and tech has become a very big part of everybody's lives. So as part of the things, we want to continue that. We want to start off a big conversation with everybody and saying, looking at, what does it mean to live a good life? And one of those aspects is to have the right tech so that you are fully involved and able to participate within your online communities as well. Yes, I'll stop sharing now and I'll hand over to Sarah.
Hiya. So I work for an organisation called Connecting the North, and Janet's with me as well. And Janet works for us, as does Tanya. So Janet, I don't know if you want to say hello first.
Hiya, I'm Janet Allen.
What do you do at Connecting the North?
I've forgotten.
No, your job. So what do you do on a Tuesday with me and Tanya?
I've forgotten how I say
Yeah,
it.
pass it on person.
Yeah, it's 80 being to work.
Yeah. So normally we'd meet every other week, wouldn't we? And
Every fortnight.
And our job would be sharing information across the city of everything that was going on for people.
I'll go to college to pass leaflets.
Yeah, so we'd go to places, pass out leaflets, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Go and check places out, see what they were like, write about them.
Yeah.
So all of this suddenly changed with lockdown, when suddenly we were just meeting each other online.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you, Tanya, want to say hello?
Hello, my name's Tanya and I work for Connected the North. I've worked for them for about 6 years now, which it has gone a bit quick.
It's gone quick. So you, Tanya, you work as a pass it on person, but you also work many hours with us
as well, and for them as well. I started before I came to Connected the North. I started working for a charity called, you might have heard of them, called MenCap. I worked there since 2007, and then after about 6 years later, I moved over to Connected the North. I was stupid over.
Yeah, so we were lucky enough to get Tanya. I admitted to her the other day, I once saw her getting an award somewhere, and I turned to my then boss and went, I want her to work for us, and she does. So that's really great. So yeah, so your job completely changed, didn't it? So from being office based, so you work for us 4 days a week, and suddenly you're working from home as well. Yep. So we've got a presentation to share just about the journey and what community connections meant for us. But we'll start with when lockdown happened. So Tanya.
So digital success stories. So we ran a lot of fun activities to get people online. We did countdown, the guest of summer celebration.
I think that was a quiz, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one was a quiz. And we used to do, there was a person that worked for us as well. She used to DJ on a Friday, because we had a quiz in the afternoon, and then straight after that it was her DJing. But it took on too much to do, so
yeah,
do it anymore.
Yeah, part of me misses the Friday rave, even though explaining to your friends what you've been doing in the afternoon. Yeah, I've been doing the Friday rave. They don't really take your job that seriously, but it was fab. But it was just like, we just did loads of fun things, didn't we? Just to get people online, and found out that bingo was the thing that gets people online, isn't it, Janet?
Yes.
Janet loves bingo.
Yeah, I do.
And because people really wanted to see each other, that people had the drive to get online. So people who hadn't been that interested before were suddenly going, well, actually, I want to see my friends, and I want to have something to do. I'm stuck indoors. So we just went for it and put on loads and loads of stuff, and not really thinking it through, just doing it. And it was a way of connecting in with people so that we could see if people were having a good day or not, because everyone's mental health was all over the place, you know, all of us in the first lockdown. So it's a way of just checking in and making sure everyone was okay.
And then we use phone calls, video chat, and emails to get people on.
Yeah, it was creative, wasn't it, Tanya?
Yeah.
Because Tanya was part of this. So you can see in there's Madeline, who's a colleague of ours on the phone there. And that was to you, Janet, wasn't it?
Yes.
Because you couldn't get a phone to work with a brand new phone.
So you'd gone, Janet, all the way through Zoom, hadn't you? Sort of getting on, you became an expert, no worries whatsoever, got a new phone, didn't you? And what happened?
Go long.
You couldn't sort of get onto audio, and you couldn't show no.
That was waiting for get on.
Yeah, so in the end you gave up and used your husband's phone, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what did you do the next day?
I go to town to by myself to sort that out.
So was it EE you were with?
Yeah.
So you went into the EE shop?
And then allowed me to sort that out.
Because it needed to change in settings, so you got them to do it for you. Yeah.
Yes, I did, yeah.
Yeah. So people were creative at going in and getting shops to do things for them that, you know, maybe the shops before would have said no, but if you ask, it's amazing what people will do. And yeah, people who are on Facebook, that made life easier because it meant that we could send links, Zoom links and stuff in Messenger. And people were using video chat a lot, but we had quite often we were sort of like on the phone to people whilst we were getting people on. And I suppose everyone here's had the same experiences of just using whatever you've got to get people on. And an organisation, a small organisation called People in Action, that's a sort of Leeds based, that works with people with learning difficulties. They created a brilliant video of how to get Zoom on your computer and how, or on your phone and how to get on Zoom, which helped loads of people.
So when lockdown relaxed, we were able to do some face-to-face work. There's two of my other colleagues who I work with every second Wednesday, and that's another colleague that I work with, Luke. So
yeah, I mean, Leeds was in lockdown a lot through the past year or so. So there wasn't many windows for people to come in, but Nicholas and Peter, who work for us, had very, very little access to using the computer. I mean, Peter had a smartphone, but it was so slow. I think it was a really old one and it wouldn't connect to anything. So even the work that we did, it didn't mean that people could go home and do things because they didn't have internet at home. And luckily, we contacted other organisations. So Creative Connections was a bit like having a bit of money to do a bit extra. So things that were a little bit outside your job you could do. So we contacted People in Action, and it meant that the two of them managed to get tablets to use through this time and some extra lessons on how to get online. And I've got a picture up there with a picture. There's Peter. He's actually in a Zoom meeting. And I meant to change the picture because I've got one with Nicholas in a Zoom meeting, which is incredible because they went from being terrified of the internet. So it was a big change.
Don't do that thing. Keep still.
Oh, Janet, is that your cat? Janet's got a kitten.
Walking on it. So So Courtney, Sapphire, and Maisie got a job. There's Maisie, the blonde hair. There's Courtney, and I'm not sure where Sapphire is, but she's in the next photo next to me.
Yeah.
And we got pride at Temple Museum.
So they became so confident with doing stuff. Sorry, Janet, I missed that.
No, it's messed wrong with my phone.
Oh.
Funny. It was my phone.
So Courtney, Sapphire, Maisie, they just got so confident that they actually applied for jobs online and had their interviews for those jobs online, which was incredible. So some of it was just getting really confident, and other thing is that all of them volunteered with LEAP whilst they were in lockdown. People were incredible at finding things to do so that they didn't go off their heads.
And then our chair, Vicky, learned how to podcast.
So Vicky vlogs anyway, and I've put her link in because I really recommend it. There will be lots of swearing, and
Yeah, it's good.
she's just really funny. I think it's addictive, and I recommend her trip to Butlins, her 80s weekend at Butlins. I really recommend it. But she just kept trying new things. She was furloughed, so she normally works full time, and actually through lockdown, what was the joy was that we got to see loads of her, because normally she works something like 50 hours a week, 47 hours a week she works. She cleans for the big shopping centres. So yeah. So she actually had some time. So we made loads of videos, because I'm rubbish at editing or anything like that. But I realised that if you use Zoom, it does it all for you, really. You just need to snip a little bit. So we managed to make loads of videos, including one about Freestyle Libre, which is if you're diabetic, that you put on your arm, and it means instead of having to prick your finger to check your bloods, you just wave something that looks like a mobile phone. It takes your blood reading, that apparently in Leeds hardly any people with learning difficulties have got. So yeah.
And no, my friend Ben, Open's got one them on his hand.
Oh, has he?
Yep, he died better, yeah.
Good that he's got one. So that's, yeah, so people were able to make all sorts of videos that sort of promoting health, and Vicky's just done one about how to do your lateral flow test, which is much more fun than the NHS one.
That's good, that is.
And then George sorted out his housing problems without support. George is there just literally squashing Sapphire.
So George is somebody that only had a few hours support normally, and when the first lockdown happened, he only got telephone support. So people stopped going to see him because he wasn't sort of high risk or anything. And his story, I just think is incredible. So normally he only needs support for things that go wrong in the house or bills or something like that. And he realised that he had a leak, and instead of even contacting the housing association that he lives at, he realises that takes weeks. So he looked up the people that last came to mend something and contacted them directly by using the internet, which meant that they came round and got it fixed. And when the housing association finally got in touch, he said, actually, I got it sorted weeks ago. So yeah, he didn't think that he could do anything like that by himself. So.
And then Michael learned how to use Zoom for board meetings.
Michael doesn't read, so he's got email, and at the start I was just sending him really big links and saying just press on what's blue, but it was still really hard, and it was many conversations before I realised I just need to do screenshots of everything, and you always use the same link and the same passcode. And then I send out, every time I send the board meeting papers out, I send a copy of the screenshots of exactly what you do to get onto the Zoom. And that works. So I'm going to stop share so that I can talk to Janet, so that you can see Janet's face. I'm looking at Tanya now. So, Janet, what could you do before? So before lockdown happened, what could you do?
Oh, we can, where can you, before lockdown happened, go out.
So you were very big on going out, not very much about staying in, are you?
No, no.
You like to be out and about and busy.
Yes,
But you did use Facebook, didn't you?
yes,
Use Facebook. Did you use WhatsApp?
yes, I do. I mentioned her.
Did you ever video call anyone before lockdown happened?
Yeah, my friend Elaine.
So you'd have one friend that you would
Yeah,
contact. What about Zoom? Did you ever use Zoom before lockdown?
no, first time.
So that was completely new.
Yeah,
And how did you learn how to use it?
my sport work is something I used at first, and then she showed me twice, and then I can get on now. I can use that now, easy now.
So you were shown, and I think it helped. Being distracted by your kitten. I think it helped that
Sorry.
everyone would. I know, no, I'm very happy to see. I think it helped that everyone sort of cheered when people got on and made a real fuss of people when they got on.
Yeah,
It seems so long ago.
it is.
And what was hard, Janet?
But again,
What was hard about going online?
what are you doing to Sarah?
I was waiting just for its bum, just like. Spring. Was there anything hard about sort of going online, working online? I mean, let's face it, you've been working online as well as doing fun things.
Yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah,
I was nervous. Yeah,
yeah. I remember the early days. Lots of people were a bit scared about sort of going on, weren't they? And whether it was going to work, and whether your sound was going to work, and whether you were going to be able to show your video. And yeah. So I mean, you've learned lots of skills, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
You've also had sort of health. You've done sort of health stuff through your phone and stuff, haven't you? Rather than going to the doctors.
Yeah.
And are you going to share any of your knowledge on scanning?
Yeah. My husband, I did course with Sarah Scan, and I passed. And now my husband on his mobile, I'll scan, and then he passed phone to me, and I put phone down.
So you not only sorted out your own scams, you've also made sure that Dwight's safe as well.
Yes.
So that was a course that we did some stuff about scams and stuff, but we got people in to do a 3-session course with us, didn't they? And we learned like loads of stuff. And quite shortly afterwards, you've got a dodgy one from your bank. Do you remember that?
Yes, and then I come into work, and then Miss Sarah, I did one by myself. Well, Sarah was there with me in case I get stuck, and I did on myself, and I phoned up, and it says not bank was scam.
Yeah, so you're able to ring your bank, go through all the security things with your bank, and found out that the phone calls that you got, you were right, it was a scam. And you were able to do that. So that was brilliant. And I mean, what's next? I was going to ask you, and Do you think that we'll carry on doing more things online?
Yeah.
I mean, you're just hoping us to be in the office.
Yes, I am. I can't wait to go back in the office. I can't wait.
At the moment, we're meeting outside,
Yeah.
which, while it's sunny, it's rather nice. But yeah, rainy day, we're going to run out of things to do, aren't we?
Yep.
Great. Thank you, Janet. So I'm just going to go back to sharing the screen to show you the picture of when Janet managed to get online with a new device. The moment. There you are, Janet. Joy. No, the moment you got with a new phone. So Tanya, and you'll notice that Tanya's on Teams rather than Zoom. I'm going to again stop the share so I can talk to Tanya. I can't see Tanya. Oh, there you are, Tanya. So Tanya, you went from working 4 days a week
Yep.
in the office, doing loads of admin stuff,
Yep.
to suddenly working from home.
Yep.
How has your job changed?
Well, it's much thing harder because I don't have no admin work to do because I used to do the shredding, the post, and I can no longer do the shredding or post.
So how have you been spending your time?
I do the thing as well. I check my emails. I do the website as well.
So we've got Through the Maze website. So people in Leeds, it's a website that's accessible so that people can find out what's happening in Leeds for people with learning difficulties. So you make sure that's up to date. That's one of your jobs. You've been running training non-stop on Zoom, which is an art in itself. Meetings. And in the middle of this, we became a self-managed team. So our manager retired and we decided we didn't want a new manager. We were going to do it ourselves. So you got a new job title?
Yeah, which is training and development information.
So you got a new job title, and you're not just working on Zoom, you work on Teams as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. When I volunteer, I used to volunteer on a Friday at St. James's Hospital, and when I used to go to the meetings, all the meetings were in person, but now they're on Teams.
And you found Teams okay to use?
Actually, yeah, I find it much more easier than Zoom because they don't have when you first sign up to Zoom, it's a time limit. You can only stay in for half an hour, but after if you pay for if you manage to pay for it, you can stay in for longer than half an hour.
So you like the fact that Teams, you don't need to pay for it.
No,
it's there. Yeah, so you use Teams. Is there anything that's been hard?
sometimes when the internet's not working.
Oh yeah, and you ended up with the tablet I was using.
Yeah, which is horrible because it was really slow at a point, so I couldn't. I needed to check my emails. I couldn't check them, and then when it needed to be updated, it would never get updated.
It was just awful, that tablet. So you ended up with a new tablet.
Yeah, which is now a laptop.
Because we left the office locked up and realised we didn't have hardly any equipment. Well, we had laptops and stuff, but they're not geared. Things weren't geared up to work from home. We had stuff to use in training and stuff. So yeah, we did have to buy some stuff, didn't we?
But the thing about it is working on a laptop is much harder than working on a tablet because you could actually, with it on the laptop, I literally had to try to figure out how to copy and zoom on the laptop because there's no mouse. So they literally had to YouTube of how to copy and paste.
Yeah, you got a Chromebook, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you would say things like, I can't see where this is. And you brought it in and I would be there going, no, I can't see where it is.
It was the links for every meeting, because when we're literally logged up on the clicking the not for me and sign in, all the links are there. But when I tried on the Chromebook, when I literally logged in, there was no links at all. And when I fingered in Zoom, it looked different. So I literally had to bring the laptop in, and then Sarah had to look at it.
I think that's the biggest learning, is that every device is completely different. And the only way to get people online is to have the same device in front of you when you're giving instructions. That's something I really learned, because I'd be going, it's on your left, it's on your left. And then I'd realise on an iPad, it'll be at the top or it'll be at the bottom or whatever else. And your Chromebook is a law to itself, I have to say. That I was going, well, it'll just be here. And then it's in front of me. Nope, you're absolutely right. Yeah. You have to go in the back way, don't you? It's weird.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
Hopefully some of my meetings can be done mainly in person, and I will still hopefully like to do some online stuff, because I prefer to do it online, because some of them they're more safer online.
Yeah, we had a discussion, didn't we, that things are never going to look the same again, that there might be times when we do half online and half not. But some meetings, we reckon people aren't going to pay to travel to get to places.
No. By pay when you can just do it online, it saves so much money and time.
And one of the things that came up for you is sort of doing a course. And I sort of suggested that you did this computer course. So I sort of said, here's the link, have a look at it, see what you think. And then I said, oh, have you looked at it? And you went, done the entire course. Wow. But you're looking at sort of being able to teach other people.
Yeah.
So being able to pass on those skills. And I think, that you've done so much training over this time that you'll be training other people. And the Roots crew, which is a group of people who are all from Black minority ethnic communities, but also have a learning difficulty, that you're going to take over that group. Yep. So you've always been part of it, but that'll be in your new role that you'll be leading them. Yeah. Is there anything you want to add, Tanya?
Nope.
Yeah, that's us done.
Thank you for sharing, you guys. I think it's really interesting to hear which bits have been really easy and which bits haven't. I think it's interesting, Tanya, that you've managed on Teams, because everyone else seems to be telling me that they hate Teams and they find that really difficult. So I think you get loads of points for that. Let's see if I can remove all these spotlights so we can all see each other. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask any of our presenters? You can give us a wave if you've got your camera on, or you can put it in the chat.
I say something, sorry, I haven't been before.
Of course you can, Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle. So we've been doing a very similar project to these with people we support in Derbyshire, and just wondered really how we could become part of the partnership network. We've already been partnering with some local groups doing similar things, and we've shared a lot of our easy read resources that we've developed and guides and things. So we're happy to share things that we've developed. But the one thing I wondered about was whether we could match people up who are currently learning Zoom with people that are experts at it now. And we're doing that, within our own group. But I thought that might be nice for people to meet other people. If that's something, if we could become part of the network and people talk to each other.
sounds like a nice idea. I wonder what the best ways to do that. If maybe I connect you to Veronica, and then
I mean, definitely, Michelle. I mean, one of the aspects within creating connections is that we want to develop peer-to-peer learning. And we are always throughout looking for people with lived experience to become digital champions, and for them to learn from each other as to how they can use different tech accessibility features. Is it that being Zoom, or is it Teams? Like I said, every device and every aspect can be different, but we really want to encourage that. So yes, definitely, Michelle. Maybe Rachel can give you my contact details and we can take that forward with you.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. Yeah, and we're quite near Sheffield if the group in Sheffield are interested, because we work all the way from Chesterfield up to Glossop. You know, so we often have people that we do kind of work with in Sheffield.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
If anybody else would like connecting in, you could maybe reply to my email from earlier, or let me know in the chat and I can connect you up. I think that would be a great thing to come out of this webinar for extra people to be involved. Yeah. Is there any other questions? Karen?
I don't really have a question. I just want to say thank you. I really enjoyed listening to Janet and Tanya and Sarah talking about their experience. And I think what was really great listening to them was how much resonated with us as well, and other people we've spoken with, and just what a massive journey everyone has been on. You know, the revelation for me was it's all very well making sure our staff have smartphones and laptops, but that was of absolutely no use whatsoever in the lockdown for the members. And that really shifted our thinking massively. And you know, it's just like, gosh, how could we be so stupid? How could we not realize that ages ago? But you know, it has been a massive turnaround in thinking about how we work with people and how people can really be made infinitely more independent by getting on and being able to use all this stuff themselves. And what great teachers they are. And that's the other thing that I've seen. So with keyring members, lots of social stuff, lots of social Zoom things, and joining in with them and just seeing how people are coaching each other, sharing their knowledge and experience has just been phenomenal. And we couldn't have got as far as we did without the members who did have those digital skills really stepping up and sharing and helping each other. It was phenomenal. So it's just my observation, and it was really lovely to hear you all having similar well, even further down the line, massively so. It was really good. So thank you.
Thank you.
Jean, you've just asked a question in the chat about is being connected just for people in Sheffield or Suffolk, but I think we could find some people who are near you and help you connect in if you want to let us know where you are. I thought it had gone quiet. I just realised Corinda's disappeared, but he's back.
I just realised too, yes.
There we go. I'm letting back in. Any other questions or comments? Because if there's not, I thought other people might share what they've been up to over the last year and how they've helped people get connected. If anybody would like to share.
Just noticed Corinda's just said, I don't like technology. Have you had enough of it?
You've got back on though, Corinda, so you get the points for that. Ben, you've got your hand up.
I was just trying to get off mute.
There we go, we can hear you.
Yes, I'd just like to share that My Life, My Choice got a grant, and I think it was 30 devices from the Lloyds Bank Foundation to help us get us online. And it started off that we were getting our consultants online first, and then we started with the Jobs and Money team and the Board of Trustees. And I think in total we've had about 47 devices now given out to members, and we've got 10 more people on the waiting list. And I know we've had some help also from the Good Lives Foundation as well with their digital inclusion campaign. and we've set up computer buddies. That is a partnership with the Good Lives Foundation about how people training the members about how to use these laptops and iPads as well, like getting onto Zoom meetings and using Facebook and programs like that. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Because you've been really included, haven't you, in the Good Things Foundation work? Yes. You've been on the advisory board, haven't you, helping them think about what people with learning disabilities actually need in that programme, because it was very quick. So you had to do a lot of thinking very quickly to make sure it was accessible as possible. Thanks for sharing, Ben. Michelle, you've got your hand up.
Hello. I just wanted to kind of echo what Karen had said, really. I'm from Keyring as well, the practice development lead, and I've been really lucky to be involved with Creating Connections since last September, and done some work with Veronica and also AbilityNet. So we've been very lucky to get some equipment that we've been able to get out to the members as well, run sessions online, do some one-to-one work. And also we applied for the Good Things Foundation, the Digital Lifeline project, as a direct result of actually our work in Creating Connections, and we're able to kind of evidence what we've done. So that was fantastic, and we were able to secure 42 tablets across the organisation. So we're kind of really busy at the moment trying to really embed the digital stuff within the networks that we have around the country, and working very closely with AbilityNet on getting digital buddies as well to help support the work of the teams that are embarking on this. And we've just started work with the Open University trialing their digital toolkit as well, which is fantastic. So to be honest, if it wasn't for Veronica on the programme, we wouldn't be quite as on this journey that we're on, really. And it's just been fantastic seeing and hearing the stories from the members and how they've used their equipment, and the kind of differences that they've made really in their lives and connecting with family. And there are some individuals who have managed to kind of get rid of their medication calls, and they use Amazon Echo instead to remind them to take their medication. That was after quite a big trial period. So we have some great success stories as a direct result of the programme, and we're really looking forward to being part of the programme going forward. And I'm sure Veronica will tell you, every opportunity we're there going, we'll do that, we'll trial this. And we did some trials with the Airbnb activities as well, which was fantastic. So I just wanted to thank Veronica for the opportunity, really, and the team. So yeah, just a big shout out.
Thank you. It's great to have this partnership all together. Thank you.
That Amazon Echo thing seems like a good idea. Try it.
Definitely. It's really interesting, especially the Echo shows, because it actually has a little TV screen on it as well. So you have the voice of Alexa, but also you can watch videos as well. And we've really tried to really explore data and Wi-Fi options with people, because obviously everything is reliant, isn't it, on data. So we've tried to build a resource bank to look at the best options for people. So we're trying to just get as much learning as possible, and obviously happy to share those resources as and when they're coming in, really. So but yeah, thanks.
That would be fabulous if you could share them. I wonder if you would say a little bit about the pilot, Michelle, because I would use that as a plug, because we're going to do a webinar on that too. So yeah, you just sell it for me, Michelle.
Yeah, no, we as I say, we met Jane Seal from the Open University as part of the Creating Connections project, and we're involved in designing the toolkit, which is amazing. It's an absolute massive piece of work that has been completed, and we really wanted to volunteer to kind of help Jane pilot that toolkit within Keyring to kind of get some feedback about how people could use it in their organisations. So it really talks about changing the culture of organisations to kind of really embed why people should access technology, and actually some of the barriers and challenges that people can face, and why it's also so important to kind of look at solutions. And we literally had a meeting this morning where Jane, we've got 8 staff members who are going to be working with members throughout the country as part of the pilot over the next 2 months. So, you know, the toolkit will be really exciting for us to kind of learn how people are using technology locally, but also get more of a national picture about what we need to do more as an organisation to get people connected and to link in with organisations and individuals to really push the digital stuff forward, really. So Jane's fantastic, and you know, she's given us some fantastic ideas on how we're to use the toolkit. We're going to do a bit of group work, a bit of one-to-one work to actually see what works. So yeah, so I'll be able to feedback more after the 8 weeks, but definitely really excited to be part of the project. And you know, I know that Seeability had piloted it as well with Jane, and so we've learned from some of the first experiences. So it's definitely a fantastic feat of it's a fantastic document, really, and it's going to really help in terms of our induction and recruitment, and how we really talk about digital inclusion within, you know, our fabric of our support that we deliver, really. So yes, but it's early days, but we're very excited.
Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. I think you've sold it there, Matt. You did a much
Brilliant.
better job than I would have done. But yeah, so we're going to do a webinar in October on that. So if anybody, the link's already up if you want to sign up. I'll send it out after this. Yeah, to come and find out a bit more about the toolkit and how it can be used and what it could do for your organisation. So yeah, the opportunity is there. You've got another hand. Sorry, I think I'm going to do your name really wrong. Is it Pricea?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, my name's Krisha. Thanks so much for, that was just fabulous to hear. I'm from an organisation called Talkback, and we're in sort of Buckinghamshire and Berkshire. And I was, when I was listening to you all, and I'm thinking, I don't know whether I need to be here because you're all sort of from the north. And I'm thinking, I don't know whether but I don't think that's the case, is it? Everybody, the whole is UK wide, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm actually born in Manchester, so I felt I was at home. It was lovely. Yeah, I just wanted to say hello and to introduce myself. And I was really interested to hear what you had to say, Michelle. And I don't know whether we're doing anything. I think we're doing something with Yo-Yo, but I'm not sure if it's the digital toolkit. So I'd be really interested to find out more about that as well. We had managed to get some tablets as well to hand out to our members, and also do some training. And not everybody wanted them, actually. So, and that was an interesting finding. Not everybody wanted. Some did, some didn't. So that was, yeah, and it was interesting. It's still not accepted as easily for everybody, I don't think. There's an awful lot of fear, still a lot of anxiety around being connected in that way. So I think that needs maybe a little bit more work where we are. Just for some people, not everybody. The majority were quite keen to get involved and to listen. We changed very quickly. We pulled together some Zoom sessions, weekly Zoom sessions, where we cover lots of different topics, all about well-being, really, or just fun topics or things to do. We used to give homework. We were giving homework, so you could choose something you could do outside. So whether it was sort of photograph clouds and come back the following week with your photographs, or see how many different colours you could see in nature, or the different types of birds you could see, or you could hear them. So that was quite interesting, because people were really finding out a little bit more about nature. So that was a beautiful sort of aspect of it. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that, really, and say thank you very much. It was lovely to hear.
Thank you. I think lots of organisations have found that you've had the people who are already online, or the people who are really excited to get going and have a go, and then the people who are still quite reluctant, and how we maybe support them to have a little go, yeah, and how to keep safe as well. I think something that everyone's been thinking about. We've got
the thing that helped us. Sorry, it was
go on, Sarah.
Just it was talking through with Veronica about sort of where we were at, and there was some people that were just absolutely just don't want to go on, it's too scary. And it was thinking it's not just about us, it's about connecting with what's out there. So it was just sort of thinking, well, actually there's another organisation that could get a tablet to them, there's another organisation that does this, and just putting them in touch, so it wasn't just about you saying this is a really good idea, it was coming from lots of places. I think that was the most helpful thing. Yeah.
Thanks. Jen, you've got your hand up.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say hello really. When I saw this event, I thought, ooh, that sounds like what we do. And to complete the Game of Thrones, I'm from the South. I feel like we could have a whole Game of Thrones. I would love to just get more involved with all of you, because we all do similar things. I run a group called the Friendship Group from Grace Air, which is our larger charity, and we started to do similar things, connecting isolated people. We run activities. Tonight we have a big dance party, feel free to join us. We do yoga, we do all that sort of stuff, sessions. But then from that, we quickly discovered we better upskill everyone in digital inclusion. We got involved with Digital Brighton and Hove, and they taught us to be digital champions. And so we, on the side, started doing a lot of this work. And because we knew the members so well, we could really tailor it to people. So someone couldn't afford to buy things online, and I was like, I opened them up to the wild world of eBay and changed their life.
That's a bad idea.
Someone else was just trying to chat with video chat with people, or to have a group call and open up a Zoom room. It was amazing talking with the members to realize what it was they needed to learn. And to your point earlier, yeah, tablets and computers don't have the same functions. I'm like, you just press the arrow there, it's there. Yeah. They're like, no, it isn't. It's not there. So, we kind of learned through experience as well. But I just wanted to say, amazing to meet everyone. And I'd love to somehow be connected with all of you. Yeah, maybe we can get a group going on, or I'll reply to Rachel's email, but just wanted to say hello.
Thanks, Jen. Corinda, you've got your hand up, and we've got 2 minutes left. So is it a quick one?
Yeah, Jen is my dog, and right there. Jen is my dog. Jen, can you, on my behalf, can you email Helen on my behalf?
Yes, I can do that.
Yeah.
We can sort that after, Corinda.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So I think we've got 1 minute left. We'll end it there. But thank you very much to everyone for coming, for being part of the discussion at the end. Thank you very much for our presenters for sharing their journey over the last year. It's been fabulous to hear from all of you, and I hope we'll see you at some of our future events. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah, right.